Pawpaw, Sammy, and alley bug here. Look, I've raised worms, oh Lord, since I was in my 20s, and I'm 82 now in December. And it's easy, but people, I suppose like anything else, you get used to doing it, there's no problem. Now, the only thing you gotta remember about worms is there's 4 or 5 things you don't do. One of them is don't feed them meat, bones, dairy products, basically because it'll stink to high heavens, and it will finally decay, and that's where the stink comes from. Now your red wigglers are compost worms, and look, you never, no, dry, they die. Notice how damp that is, and the deeper you go, look at that, it's wet. See that? Now, red wigglers live in compost. I got cardboard, pasteboard, leaves, you name it. I do not put dirt in here. I do not put pine, peat moss or coconut coir. I use stuff out of the yard, paper. I have 4 worm beds left. At one time, before the tree fell, I had a massive worm bed out in the yard. Since then, I passed it on to Starkley's Farmstead, and I keep my 4 bins for my own use. My plants, rooting my plants, the pineapples from Hawaii, my
Mountain Gold.
my LSU gold figs. I'm rooting those. I
So-
have a bunch of plants rooting here, plants rooting there.
Oh, wow. So you talked about never put raw meat, never let it get dry, and then what about shelter? That's food and water, but what about shelter?
All right, shelter your worms.
What do you never do? Put it in the sun, I think you told me?
Let's start by, all right. Dry, they die. They breathe through their skin. They need water, wet, damp. You can actually put them in water if you entrain oxygen to it, and they'll live for a while. Keep them damp. I keep mine well damp. And here's the trick, especially in a worm bin, like the hunger bin. Too much water, the water goes down deep, the worms will follow it. What you need to do is spray water, keep it damp, good and damp. All right, and spray water every day, a light mist every day. It keeps the worms up to the water and they'll eat. And that helps your compost. Now, sun, you put them in the sun, it overheats and then cook them, they'll die. Number 2.
Don't they stay close to the surface, you said, for the most
They
part?
stay close to the surface, yeah. They're 6, 8 inches deep, if the conditions is right. Too dry, they'll go deep.
Oh, they're trying to find moisture.
But even in light, if you put them on that table with his lights on top of them, they'll eventually die. It don't take long. Maybe an hour or 2, they'll die.
And what else did you told me when we were talking about this before we started filming about not to feed them meat because they couldn't process it and it would also attract other critters or something.
That's right. You'll get what they call meal flies, fly larvae, and it'll start stinking. And
They can't break it down?
No, and it's just a mess. But
All right, so that's the 3 things you never do. Never feed it. Go ahead.
meat, dairy. I threw onion shells in there, onion peeling, and eventually it'll break down. But usually I just, like I said, feed mine leaves, grass, cardboard, cut up paper, and they thrive. I just took out of these 4 bins, I took out over 1 pound of worms and sold them.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. And
Are there worms in here?
Oh Lord, they're still in here, yeah. They're not as many, nowhere near as many as they was, but they're in here. They in here, they down in there.
Oh, yeah.
And
And why do you keep the cardboard on top?
all right, your cardboard.
So you would never leave this open like this?
Yes. Well, yeah, open, but
Oh, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't say that right.
the cardboard don't even fit, if you'll notice. All that is something for the worm to come up to and feel comfortable. You put a lid on this bucket and come out here tomorrow, There'd be slime and worms all around the edge, all under the lid. They trying to escape.
All right. So never put your lid on your bucket as well.
That's right. On the hunger bin, that green hunger bin, never close that lid.
Do they eat this cardboard?
Oh, eventually, yeah. What I do is when I run my compost, when I run through the sifter, and I run my compost, what I'll do is I'll take, well, this is a new top, because this was run recently. I'll take the old top, which is pretty well gone by then, it's all mushy, and I'll put it on the bottom of the bin, and I put my leaves, grass, and
By the bottom of the bin, you mean right
yeah,
there? Okay.
I'll put it down on the bottom, put all this back on top.
Oh, okay.
Then I cut a new top and put it in there. But that's the thing. It's so simple, people. I mean, just common sense. A lot of food, a lot of stink. A pound of red regulars, if you're lucky, under ideal conditions, they eat a pound of food every 2 or 3 days. If you keep them in a halfway cool place with moisture, and just keep a little top where they feel safe and they cut down on the light, they'll multiply and breed like crazy.
All right. Well, thank you very much for what we shouldn't do. Usually on our channel, we always focus on trying to just tell people what to do. And we just thought this would be a different angle, speaking of what never to do, because those never to do's are just as important because people make mistakes and don't understand why their worms are dying or anything like that.
And the reason I'm doing this, it's on the spur of the moment, really. The hunger bin, the green hunger bin. I did videos on that years ago. And I've had so many people comment, well, my bin was failing, it was in bad shape, my worms were dying. Then I saw your video and my worms are doing great, and I wanted to thank you. It's just be careful. You know, start off with, don't start off with 10,000 worms and $50,000 you might lose. Over the years, I would not want to tell you how many thousands of worms I've lost. In that bin right over there, I lost almost 30,000 worms at one time. When the storm hit in the back, I lost a good 70, 80,000 worms. All right? So I'm down now. I'll produce a pound of worms every 3 or 4 months. I'm happy. And I got all the compost I need. You see it.
Vermicompost, right?
Vermicompost,
Yeah.
right.
All right.
Other than that, it's very simple. Like and subscribe.
If you have any questions, just ask them here, and Pawpaw will definitely get back with you. Thank you.